so many allergies, it's hard to sing through them. Yes.
Hello. Out of all, or actually I have two more questions. And
okay.
The first part is, out of all of the different gadgets within the Torchwood universe, if you could have one of them in real life, which one would it be?
Vortex manipulator, no doubt. And I've got one. I also have a squareness gun. And I also have another gun too.
And I was here last year for your panel.
Yes.
And I want to know, did you ever actually call that Marine?
Scott's going, what Marine? What Marine?
You didn't show him the video from your panel?
What?
You didn't show him the video?
We did stay in touch. Yes, we did. And he went off to train. Gosh, I can't remember. I think he trained in San Diego, and then he wrote me a very nice letter while he was there training and how to keep in touch with them. And then he went to 29 Palms, which is outside of Palm Springs, where a lot of the Marines go before they are shipped out. And he is still serving our country. And I think he's now in Raleigh, North Carolina, because he's now getting ready to go out on duty somewhere else around the world. So the young man that was here, that we gave a big hug to, is now fighting for us or representing us around the world for our nation. And his name is Jack. Yes. Oh, okay, you alright? Yes, go ahead, here. Hi. Scott will be like, I want to see that video. I can't, sweetheart, because if I hug you, know that everybody's going to ask for hugs, but I'll give you a high five. Really? It's about questions, not about hugs and kisses and love and nice. Oh, don't say, oh! I'm trying to keep you all like, because I'd have to hug every one of you.
Oh, we started that. You guys can go downstairs and stand in line and hug him there.
You ready? A virtual hug. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. Yes.
Yesterday.
Good.
And I apologize.
With a rack like that, I obviously would give you a hug.
You did, and you complimented them.
Thank you.
I asked you a very inappropriate question, and you were very inappropriate back, and I loved it.
Nice.
I asked if anyone...
Don't, and there's children.
Oh.
There's children.
Then never mind.
You gotta learn how to be PG-13. Go ahead.
My question is, actually it's more of a thank you. I watched your documentary a few years ago called The Making of Me.
Yes.
And I'm an ally and member of P-Flag. I showed that to so many of my friends in the community, and it moved them, it moved me, how you live your life so openly and honestly. And I showed it to my 16-year-old cousin, who was very struggling. And 2 weeks after he saw that, he watched it with me, he finally came out. He's 18.
Yeah.
And on behalf of my cousin Jeffrey and
yeah.
on myself, I wanted to thank you for being such a wonderful representative of one of the most wonderful communities that I've ever been proud of.
It's part of humanity, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and the thing that, I always say to people, it's lovely that you're getting emotional, but those are happy tears. Those
yes.
are not sad tears.
Absolutely.
Because
it's
he's
pride.
now,
it's pride.
Correct, because he's now free of that weight that's been on his shoulders for such a long time. And I always say again to young men and women who are in that position, and I'm not for outing people, that's not my game. It's not what we should do, but I do believe if you have a personal reason why it is and you figure it out, the moment you figure it out, you should come out of the closet. You should be proud of who you are, because the more of us who are out there shouting out loud, the easier it's going to be to change the laws that need to be changed, because they cannot deny people with voices. They can't. And if you know someone in that position, help them. Help them. Don't push them out of the closet, because God knows it's not nice to be pushed out. But help them with the stuff they're struggling with, and let them know that it is okay. Because, someone asked me last night, I did a thing for Equality Arizona, and I did a fundraiser for them. And for me, they said, have you lost jobs or roles because of being openly gay? And I said, if I have, I don't care. My father and mother told us all as children, myself, my sister, who obviously is a professor of English. She's also, an author with myself. My brother's a sportsman, and he is works for a gas company. They just hook a tube up to his butt and he farts all day. So they told us, no matter who you are, or what you are, or how you live your life, be the best that you can be in the job that you do, because then nobody can deny you. They cannot deny you anything. So that's what I say to kids. Just always be good. Always be the best that you can possibly be, because then it's harder for somebody to say no. And when they do say no, you can go, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do it anyway.
Thank you. I love the documentary and seeing your family, and it gave my cousin a lot of hope that his incredibly conservative Christian parents might have a little
And did
bit.
they?
His mother has embraced it. She
has.
She's P-flag now.
Good.
She is.
Because isn't that what Christianity is about, accepting and loving people?
I agree.
His dad, well, if his dad doesn't come around, then the young man I know will be the one, because you always want your mother and father in your life, and unfortunately I know with a lot of friends of mine, I was fortunate, my mom and dad had no problem. And they said, you're our son, we love you no matter what, unconditionally. Some parents, I don't know how, they have the audacity to turn their back on their children, but they do. My advice to young men and women, before that happens, you turn your back on them. Don't give them the power. You take the power and control. Say, I want you in my life. But before you do, make sure you have a support group around you that if they do say, fine, get out of my house, you go, fine, I'm leaving, go to an aunt, go to an uncle, go to a best friend, go to one of the charities that deal with children who have been, thrust out of their house, because there are people out there who love you and will help you. And I'm one of them. That's enough. That's my soapbox. Yes.
My question is
Hi,
about
happy
Arrow.
birthday.
I am such a big fan.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan of Arrow. Absolutely love it. What is it like working with people like Stephen Amell?
Stephen and I sat up with Scott and Kelsey and Aaron and my sister, and we sat in the bar at the hotel and drank till the wee hours of the morning, and we had a lovely time. But what is really lovely about Stephen, for myself, who has been the leader of a show, it's lovely for me to watch him grow and, take control and become the leader. And I say this with, he knows this, and the people around us know this, and I've been told this by the producers. Stephen came to me a lot in the beginning to ask advice on how to handle certain situations. And I would give him my advice from what I had learned. It's because I wanted him to be successful. I wanted him to succeed. I wanted the show to be good. And you're only as good as the cast you have, but also the leading man in the company, or the leading lady, whoever it may be, they're the ones who lead the pack. And if you set them off on the right foot, then we're soaring. And right now, we are soaring. Because that young man is doing a phenomenal job. But when I signed on to the show, I asked some of the producers, of course I'll do it, but I want a scene with him with his clothes off. And thank you, we have those pictures down at my booth. Yes. Scott has it up right in front of him, and that's Scott's motivation, because in the scene where we came in, and he was standing with his arms strapped up by chains, completely torso naked, and Malcolm Merlin walks in, and I told the camera guys, I said, whatever happens, just keep rolling. Don't say anything, because I'm a prankster, I love him. So I walked in around him, and I was like, and I had to circle him, do a complete circle. So, all the dialogue, I can't remember it right now, but I'm going blah, 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 blah. So, the rehearsal, great. Stephen's giving it all. Hoo, hoo. He's doing his push-ups before we do it. Hoo, hoo. He's like, do you want to join me? I'm like, no, with a Danish and coffee, I'll just watch. Can you do it one-handed, please? Just pop the butt up a little bit more. So he's giving it all. Hoo, 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 hoo. He gets up, chain him up. Ready to go. Come on, Malcolm Merlin, give me I'm like, cool. Action. So, Ollie. Here's Stephen. characters cross paths, and this was not in the episode. They cut it out because they wanted to save it. Was when Moira was in the hospital. And I'm walking down the hallway, and Ollie comes back after he would know that I'm a bad guy, right? Ollie comes by, and I go, Oliver? And he goes, Malcolm, or Mr. Merlin. And I turn, look at him, and then he has a scene up at the end of the hallway with Lauren's father, Laurel's father. Oh God, his name went over my head. Paul's character, Paul Blackthorne's character, yeah? So he has a scene up here with the detective, and just as I walked past him, I went, Oliver. He went, Malcolm. I turned and I went. Paul's a method actor. Paul's like, yeah. So he's just seeing me, but Steven's like this. Paul's going, what's the matter? What are you doing? He's like, Barrowman! So I told Steven last night, get ready. Because I'm coming series 3 and we're gonna have a good time. Yes. How much time?
You have 10 minutes, so you want to go as fast
Okay,
as
well
possible.
sit down and give me my 10 minutes then, girl. Yes.
Megan, I was
Hi, Megan.
when you first took on the role of Jack Harkness, did you see where they were going with the basic photo?
No clue. No clue. I told the story last year. I won't tell it again. Okay, I'll tell it again. David and I were on set, and the script came in, and I didn't read my scripts. Don't prepare that ahead. I do it like a couple of days before I'm supposed to do stuff. And I don't like to know what's happening, because I think for me, spontaneity, while you're doing it, and also learn the lines, and then when you get up, do it spontaneously, and it seems more natural. So David, we get the scripts in, and David, I can hear this, and all of a sudden running up to the train.